Hi everyone, welcome to my channel called Adventure of King Doggy. You know my fun park event. You have come to the red channel. Click on the side button and join me on my another amazing adventure. So I'm on this seat and trying out the steel Taipan seat. It feels really comfortable. Try out before you're getting on the ride. So the queue wait is about 5 minutes. The general entry is this way, and single ride is up there. Oh, got it! It's safely structured and not to do. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel called Adventure of King Doggy. We're walking in Tiger Island now, and we're watching a tiger show. Now we're walking in Tiger Island now.
And the staff their way out onto the island. Now, leading today's presentation, we do have Scott, and so he'll introduce the tiger and the handler that's going to be working with them in just a moment's time. But everybody here and those joining us live on Main Street, welcome to Tiger Island. We are so excited you could be here with us today to witness some amazing natural tiger abilities, but also learn a little bit about a very important wildlife conservation message facing the world today. Now, my name is Wildlife Al, and they call me that here at Dreamworld because I love animals. Now, who else out there loves animals? Put your hands up in the air and make some noise! Alright. The animal kingdom that needs people just like you to be there to look after them and ensure they survive. Especially this beautiful creature right here behind me, which looks like it's ready to go. So, over to you, Scott.
Excellent, thanks for that, Wildlife Al. And again, everyone, welcome down here to Tiger Island. Helping me out today, we've got Simon, who's going to be working alongside our cat to hopefully demonstrate some of her amazing natural abilities. And as I say, hopefully, there's no point you see Simon force our tiger to do anything. He's just simply going to ask and encourage her with her favourite food and treat rewards. So she's got some frozen milk cubes, milk straight from the carton, but of course the tiger's favourite raw meat. Now you can help reward our tiger. Throughout the presentation, if you see you doing something you like or anything you thought was spectacular, feel free to make some noise. You can clap, cheer, shout, scream, whatever it is you do best, because the more noise you make, the more you'll help us out. Now, I will introduce our tiger out here. Her name is Adira, and she's one of our older tigers. She's 8 years of age, and she was born right here at Dreamworld with her sister Akasha. Our deer here, she's pretty motivated, pretty keen. She only weighs about 130 kilograms. Loves to show off right at the very end of the presentation, so make sure you stick around for that. But how about we give her a little round of applause just to welcome her along. Start off with a pretty easy behaviour for her. This one, we call it a sit-up. We just use milk as a reward. It looks like this. How about we give her a round of applause? Great start.
Look at that guy.
Apart from being pretty cute, this is also very natural behaviour for tigers. Out there in the wild, when they're stalking their prey, they're normally hidden and elusive under the cover of camouflage. Sometimes they lose sight of where their prey's gone, just need to pop up out of that cover, look around, and continue on stalking. They mainly use it though to check out scent markings. Tigers, they're very territorial animals and they will spray mark their territory, usually in an upwards direction on trees, rocks, logs, overhanging branches. So in this position here, as you can see, she can just sit there for a while and really thoroughly investigate scent marks of any other tigers in the area. Sometimes though they need to stretch up a little bit taller, and she can simply do that by stretching up on her back legs into what we call a rise. Now they normally do this against the side of a tree, but we don't have one in the middle of the island, so we're just going to use Simon as our tree and show off this rise behaviour in the typical Tiger Island fashion, up on the shoulder. Wow. That's pretty impressive. A little round of applause. About 130 kilos of tiger resting on that shoulder there. But like I said, they'll normally do this against the side of a tree to get those out of the way scent marks, but it also gives them an opportunity to rake their very sharp and powerful claws down across the tree, which not only leaves a visual mark for other tigers in the area, they've also got scent glands in between their pads, so they leave their scent mark high from the tree. But more importantly, scratching down the wood and the bark pulls off the outer layer of claw and exposes the newer sharper claw underneath. This rise behaviour is a really important one for the cat. So like I said, Simon, about 130 kilos, almost on one shoulder there. You probably think he's pretty tough, and would love you to see that. It's not the case at all. A deer can actually hold her entire body weight on her back legs with no assistance whatsoever in what we call a free stand or a fight stance. Now she likes to take a bit of time at getting into this behaviour. A little bit of milk may have gone down the wrong way there. She will probably do a couple of laps around Simon, then hopefully get up into, like I said, what we call a free stand or a fight stance. And if she does get up into it, guys, I'll get you to give her a huge round of applause because it does take a bit of strength and coordination. And up she goes there. Big round of applause for her there. Maybe a brief one today, but that's not too bad. You can see what we call a fight stance. Frees up those massive front paws and claws so they can swipe out at their opponent in an attempt to knock them down on the ground and then deliver a killing bite. So if we see two of our tigers squared off like this, we move across straight away to break them up. As you can imagine, they're going to do a lot of damage to each other very, very quickly. Not only with those claws, but with a very large and impressive canine teeth. Now I've got here a plastic replica of a tiger's canine tooth. It measures about 12 centimetres from root to tip. You see it's a killing tool of a tiger. And as you can see from the help there from Simon and the deer, they're giving you a look at the real deal. Now what you can see is only about half this tooth is exposed. Top half embedded deep into the tiger's jaw just to give it a nice firm grip because the entire tiger is designed around the destructive use of these teeth. And the loss of one of these out in the wild can mean a bit of a death sentence for these animals because they're not able to capture and kill those prey items they need to survive. Now behind these canine teeth, at the back of the tiger's jaw, you might be able to get a glimpse of the carnassial teeth. Now they're a little bit different. They're nice and sharp and they slide right past one another, like a set of shears or scissors, and they'll slice off a large mouthful of meat, which the tigers then swallow down whole. See, they don't chew or grind up their food like we do. We've got sideways movement in our jaw, which has that grinding motion. Tigers don't have that. More importantly, their jaw only goes in an up and down motion, which gives them a much greater bite force, which, as you can imagine, is a little bit more important for a tiger. We'll have one last look at those pearly whites there. How about we give a deer and Simon a little round of applause? That's going to be a pretty good start to the presentation.
What an awesome way to kick off today's presentation, everybody. But for now, why don't we take a quick step back in time and look at the history of these beautiful animals. A century ago, throughout Southeast Asia, a series of tragic events took place that started the decline of the wild tiger population. Now, 100 years ago, there were more than 100,000 tigers roaming wild. And now, that number is less than 4,000, and sadly, you can see it is still dropping. You might be wondering, what's caused this? And unfortunately, we have. As the human population grew, it displaced tigers from their natural habitat, and therefore it was kind of inevitable that a human and tiger conflict was going to occur. Some of the footage on the big screen behind me may be a little bit confronting, but it really does demonstrate the impact that we as humans have had upon tigers out there in the wild. But Scott is going to touch on this a little more later in the presentation and all the amazing work that we do right here at the Dreamworld Wildlife Foundation. But for now, why don't we jump to the next series of behaviours?
Good choice for words there, Al. As the deer launches across the Simon will move her back and forth a few times just to show off the strength and power that these animals have. Also to the jumping technique. You might recognise it from your domestic cats at home. Trying to conserve as much energy as possible. So she doesn't need to run up for the jump, so she'll walk to the edge of the platform. Also too, those tippy toes will go over the edge, and when she launches across, those back feet only just clearing the gap, so she's not overexerting herself and using all her energy for a simple jump like this. She is definitely the master of energy conservation, and she does make it look pretty easy. It's only a 3-metre gap in between those platforms there. We have seen our tigers jump distances of up to 6 metres out here on the island. So if you're wanting the distance of the moat in front of you, it's 6 metres and 1 centimetre. You're all perfectly safe out there. We haven't had a tiger jump out since Tuesday. But we're going to move on now to some more specific training that we do in the form of A to B work or mark training. A little jump here from the deer, hopefully. Yeah, nice little pirouette there. But hopefully move on to some mark training, really simple training that most of our cats like to be involved in. Simon's just recollecting those bark boards there. He's hopefully just going to throw them on the ground, and the deer will walk up and place her 2 front feet on them. But it's really simple stuff, one that they all normally like to be involved in, because virtually no effort at all. There's the other, that's the number 1 mark board, yeah. Virtually no effort at all, and they still get their food report. So it comes in handy for us when we do any health checks on our tigers. As you can see, we're just dealing with a cat that's standing still, focused on us. We can move in, take a temperature, take a blood sample, or give a vaccination. Also handy when they get involved in the media. Our tigers have been stars of film, television, documentaries, commercials over the years. Typically, they're off-leash. They're in a new environment with lots of lighting and camera equipment around, as well as the cast and crew. So it's really important that our tigers focus on us. And as you can see, we can move them from point A to point B to point C across a movie set with simple hand and verbal cues. Now, like most movie stars, they get a pretty good paycheck for that work. That's one of the reasons why we've involved our tigers in the media to raise money for the Dreamworld Wildlife Foundation. Because as Al just mentioned, we've actually decimated their population in the last 100 years. Not only the population, but the habitat as well. You'll see evidence of that up on the big screen here behind me. This is Kerinci Seblak National Park. That's the last stronghold for the Sumatran tigers in Indonesia. And it's heartbreaking to see this illegal activity still going on to this very day. There's illegal logging, illegal farming, illegal roads being put through tiger habitat. But more heartbreaking, snares being set up to catch these magnificent animals and then trade their body parts on the black market. So the Dreamworld Wildlife Foundation donates around about $150,000 a year. Organisations like this, you can see up on the screen here, this is the Tiger Patrol Conservation Unit operating in Kerinci Seblak National Park, and they're out there almost every single day stopping this illegal activity. Now, as you imagine, that's something we're pretty proud of, something that you might like to be involved in. You do so quite simply, a couple of donation boxes around the island. Throw a few coins in there. Every cent you donate will go overseas to help save wild tigers. You can head into the Tiger Bazaar gift shop. We've got some tiger conservation products in there. The tiger painted paw print. Who's going to get involved today? We've got a nice big chicken drumstick is the reward. She's looking extremely keen for that drumstick.
Today they still working on Jungle Watch. I'll keep you updated when the one is open. So this is the Jungle Watch roller coaster looking right now. It's still betting on it. How cool is that, guys? Now we're walking in Dreamworld. Corollary. Now we're walking in to see some tree kangaroos. Hello. where I can see them. This is a train kangaroo.
It looks like he understands.
Come on. He's thinking about it.
There's a lot about it.
He's looking. Scratch. And jump.
Who wants to go surfing with Magical Bob? What is your first? We jump. And we
I can record while you dance. Let's go, Connor.
King Dog is on the train. Get ready to roll.